Hello, welcome. Lovely to be here. I'm in Portsmouth as well, and I'm joined at the moment by Jarmila who does YUnique Marketing. We were just laughing actually because there's green screens available on StreamYard, and Jarmila is now in this lovely house. It's not hers, but I quite like the look of it, don't you?
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can't quite see, I don't think that viewers can actually see this, but off to one side is a grand piano. So it's an extremely grand living room. I'd love to have
If you fancy doing as a number, you can do. Oh, brilliant. Well, very nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us a bit about your business?
Yes, absolutely. So yes, I'm Jarmila, the founder of YUnique Marketing, and we're a strategic marketing consultancy. We were founded in 2016. And when after some 20 odd years in the marketing profession, working for startup, mid-size and blue chip companies, I spotted a need, really, a gap in the market, you could say, for strategic marketing for SMEs and for startups. They tend to sort of dive straight into the tactics, but sometimes they suddenly think, oh, are we getting the results? And if they don't do strategy first, they could be wasting their money. So I thought, right, I'm going to fix this.
Amazing. So you saw that need. So you've been working with small businesses and startups ever since?
Yes. Yeah.
So what do you do with them? Is it everything and anything?
Well, what we tend to do is we take them back to basics and we say, revisit your business plan, ensuring that they have a business plan and that it's practical, it's realistic, it makes sense. Because if you try to layer on the marketing and sales functions and everything else that then needs to follow, if it's on the wrong foundations, you're setting yourself and your team up to fail. So not that we are business coaches, but we ask enough questions to make sure that the business owner or the leader of the organization is really clear that they've set their business objectives right. And then we can start to work on translating that to an effective marketing strategy and then guide the planning and then have oversight of the implementation.
Amazing. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's about going back to the foundations, isn't it? Because I think you can get unstuck along the way if they're not in place, aren't they? So we've obviously got a load of small businesses, which is wonderful that we work with, that we love. What issues do you see time and time again coming up with their marketing, and what sort of tips could you give them, would you say?
Well, the three common problems that we see are a low level of inquiries, which results in a low level of leads and low sales. And when you dive under the covers, a lot of it comes back to profile and whether the organizations are seen in the right way. So profile is a key thing to get right. And in this day and age, it's not just about brand and corporate brand, it's also about personal brand of the business leader and also their team, and ensuring that we know it, people buy from people. We kid ourselves that we've got all these wonderful websites and people are transacting via websites and all the rest of it, but at some point there is a need for human interaction, and you really need to sort of buy into the people that you're buying from, not just for the product, unless you have got a product such as certain technology products that people just absolutely have to have the latest version of. I'm trying to avoid mentioning brand names. Many brands are available. So those are the three common problems. And it goes back to actually thinking, how do we get the attraction factor? And thinking about their marketing, not just focused on sales and the customer, which is ordinarily what people focus in on, but actually growth and growing businesses can come from other areas as well. So being attractive to investors, to grow through investment coming into the business, to grow through team members coming into the business who may have their own little black books of key contacts to sell into. So attracting the right staff members to join the organization, and sometimes for exit strategy, attracting the right buyers. So it's thinking about how do we make ourselves attractive for all these different potential customers. They're all still customers. They all have to buy you, and how you make yourself attractive in those ways. So back to brand and thinking about who are the various customers you need to be appealing to, and making sure you've got enough of an attraction factor for all of them.
Fantastic. So important, isn't it? And how's business been for you? I imagine you do a lot digitally anyway.
Well, this year has been an interesting year, shall we say. It's been extremely challenging for everybody. The year for us started off really well, and we're a small consultancy. I run the business with my husband, and we have a team of specialist associates who focus in different fields of marketing, so digital, social media, PR, you name it, we can cover it. Yeah. But both my husband and I fell ill with COVID back in March. So I mean, we're good now, but we both had a similar experience. We both had 8 weeks where we couldn't work. We were quite poorly, and when we came back into the workplace, obviously we all know everything was somewhat disrupted, and so it took us a while. We had to transform. And evolve our offerings to being completely digitally available. We do a lot of work, sometimes workshops, which is best face-to-face with groups of people within an organization. So yeah, we had to do our own transformational exercise over the months to be able to operate completely digitally. We do remote working already. We're big proponents of that, but we had to adjust. And actually, we were adjusting and evolving our service offerings just as our potential target audiences and our customers were also understanding actually how they could operate remotely. So it kind of went along the same sort of time frame.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad to hear that you're both okay now. That must have been a frightening few weeks, I imagine.
Thank you.
And how was it, obviously, during those 8 weeks? Did we're hearing a lot about client loyalty and support and community. And did you find that with your clients as well? Did they stick with you?
Well, it was an interesting time. A lot of the clients were actually, we just completed a lot of assignments. So we tend to work with a handful of clients at any one time. So we completed some assignments. So we were actually in the fortunate, you could view this in a couple of different ways. We were in a fortunate situation that we completed assignments. And so we were not absent from client work in that sense, but we were available. I was still taking some, trying to give some guidance calls, albeit not full client work, during that time frame. And to be truthful, most of this year we've focused our efforts around supporting industry and trade organisations and supporting businesses that have had really challenging times where they've had to reimagine their business. We've done a fair amount of pro bono work during the year, but our business inquiries are now starting to come back in, and we're now back on track with actual client work.
That's wonderful to hear. Very good to hear. And how can people get involved and find out more about you?
Well, we run a monthly boardroom strategy session where we invite CEOs, managing directors, business leaders in organisations to come into our boardroom. And we do an attraction factor session. It's a complimentary event. We do it for small groups to keep it very sort of interactive, and it allows them a bit of a networking and peer-to-peer time together. So we've got that coming up in December. We've got one space left. So if anybody is interested, then I don't know if you can share my details. Otherwise, it is on our website, YUniqueMarketing.com. Do visit us there, the boardroom session. And otherwise, we run them on a monthly basis. So if you can't get into December's, then we do run them each month.
That's a lovely thing to do. So it allows people just to get together and learn and meet each other.
Yes, and we talk about what it takes to get the attraction factor. They're complimentary events. We ask for a ticket for good of around £15 to our selected charity, which is SATRO, which is a STEM education charity for children.
Fantastic. Amazing stuff. So lovely to meet you, and thanks for showing us your house as well.
I wish this was, but I will be on the tour doing mentoring as well.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness, not looking at the diary right now, but it's coming up. It's the Guildford and Aldershot location. So looked into that one. So if anybody wants a mentoring session on marketing for their business, then join me there.
It sounds absolutely brilliant. Definitely. Thank you again for all your support. We really appreciate it, and we will see you very soon. Obviously, see you next week.
Absolutely. Take care and good luck, everyone. Stay well, stay healthy, stay in business.
Bye, love. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.